Does she wish she could stay? Sometimes in her sleep she cries, and you hold her and pray. Do when he comes, and she'll forget. Things we dream about never make much sense. And the sun shines in so bright, just like a radiance. All these moments fly by so quickly, but she never seems to mind. As long as you're by her side, and sometimes in her sleep she awakens to find you were there all the while with a smile. Tomorrow may never come. For all we know. For all we Take a seat and cool it, cause unless you overrule it, we are ready to show you some blowing. A romping and a stomping is a lot of fun for brothers who are blowing our horns. So settle down and listen, cause you don't know what you're missing, but in case we can give you a showing. Our moving in and grooving it has just begun for brothers who are blowing our horns.
We got a little message that you're gonna enjoy. Ain't no sense in dashing the fan. So settle in your easy chair, and if you ever had a care, forget it. It's time to relax.
We might as well admit it, we're the best that ever did it, but in case you ain't too sure of knowing, we're gonna let you listen to us one by one for brothers who are blowing our horns.
How'd you do? I'm talking about you. It's very nice to know that you have really taken time to listen to me blow. Cause as sure as I'm born, I'm blowing my horn. Listen to me, baby, I'm blowing, suiting it up. I hope you dig the sounds I'm making more than any other. Now I must go, for it's time for you to listen to my other brother.
I think the chick is talking about me, so I better go and see. I'm hip that she knows the horn is very best to reach you, that's the reason I'm blowing so snappily. I don't know what you got, but it thrills me and I hope you have a lot, cause it puts me in clover. So baby, I would like to thank my other brother. You're gonna have to turn the record
Hey,
off.
hey, hey, who you talking about? Say who you talking about. Did I hear you mention my other brother? Talking about me? That's three. Nice to meet you. How do you do? How are you? How about you? How's everything with you? Jazzy stuff.
Dig, 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 my Long Island sound. I hope you're putting it down. You got me in a mood that's so romantic. If you notice me, take a sit down. I dig you. Pretty baby, you will never know how much I really dig you. You have got me so excited that I goofed to blowing my horn.
For brothers, for brothers, for brothers. Although we sound like one, for brothers, for brothers, for brothers. We're really only four. We like to blow, but we don't know how time can fly. And now when our kids pass away, we wish the time would never go, so we can take our time and blow till judgment day. For brothers, for brothers, for brothers. And now our final word. Da da day da da day. For
I'm gonna have some fun. I'm so glad that you all are finishing things out before the parade of choirs. I mean, this has been a great afternoon and a great day altogether. Wow, you all do such fine work. I think I met some of you all maybe a year ago. I recognize at least a few faces in here. So, awesome. You know, there's some there's maybe a one or two little like big picture things, and then everything else is like really small, like little tiny details. The question, it's just all lovely singing though, you all. Do you all sing in other ensembles? Yeah. I kind of get that. You sing in the other amazing Concordia groups, yes? Okay. You know, I think stylistically I can approach some of that stuff probably easiest because the notes are there. Let's start, I'll tell you what, let's just deal with Four Brothers since we just heard that. I was trying to figure out what it is, why is it that it seemed to me like it could be a little more energized. And I was trying to figure out where that came from. And then it finally struck me that right now your consonants are behind. Which, of course, because it's Four Brothers, it's like flies. So, you know, the very first thing, take a seat and cool it, cousin. Take a seat and cool it, cousin, unless you overrule it if you're ready to show you some blowing. See if I can demonstrate what I'm doing, and then I'll have you guys demonstrate. Take a seat and cool it, cousin, unless you overrule it, because it's ready to show you some blowing. You hear the consonants? The words are they're starting on the beat. You guys have to start before the beat. Ah! This is crazy. You have to start the consonants of the words before the beat in order for it to actually feel like you're in groove. That makes sense? Can you guys try that at 10 and see what you have? Take a seat and cool it. And I'm just going to be your metronome here. Take a seat and cool it. And you're going to aim to put the consonants right before my hands go together. 1, 2, good luck, 2, 3.
Take a seat and cool it, 'cause unless you overrule it, we are ready to show you some blowing. A romping and a stomping is a lot of fun for brothers who are blowing our horns.
Way better. Good. Do it poorly once. I mean, not that you did it poorly, but let me hear you be on the beat with the consonants. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3.
Take a seat and cool it, 'cause unless you overrule it, we are ready to show you some blowing.
That's what we heard. Yep, that was closer to what we heard. So now let's do it right. That's great. Sorry, there's no right or wrong here, but stylistically to get those consonants out of the way is an awesome. It's it's totally grooving. It's beauteous. Okay, here we are. Sorry, I get excited. 1, 2, a 1, 2, before.
Take a seat and cool it, 'cause unless you overrule it, we are ready to show you some blowing. A romping and a stomping is a lot of fun for brothers who are blowing our horns. So settle down and listen, 'cause you don't know what you're missing, and we're ready to give you a showing. I'm moving it and grooving it has just begun for brothers who are blowing our horns.
I want to high five all you guys. That's really hard to do what you just did, because you're physically having to think ahead of the beat. And the more you do this, the more you don't have to be thinking about it or working quite as hard. I think for a tune like this where the tempo is just kind of blazing ahead, for you all to work that with a metronome or something, or just get David on piano. That's close enough to a metronome, that's fine. But for you to be working that is fantastic. Okay. That was one thing. Soloists, where are you? All together, there's like 5 of you guys in here. Stay right in your mics, because that's the best chance that they have of turning you up. And I think you all did a pretty good job of taking a good step forward so that they knew exactly where you were back there on the soundboard. But there were times when we lost the solos, in Four Brothers especially. And that's, there's a certain amount you can do something about that. So to whatever extent you can stay right in the mic, basically just kiss the mic. It's really gross. Oh, so the other stylistic things. I wonder about the depth of your vowels for vocal jazz in general. Because you all have, if you're singing in chamber choirs and concert choirs, 5, if you're singing in those types of choirs, of course, we have a different style of resonance, right? So the style of resonance is much more, I would call it maybe a more vertical resonance. So we're thinking about, for all we know, we may never meet again, never meet it. There's a lot of space in there. Generally speaking, if you listen to vocal jazz recordings since the 1930s or 40s up till now, generally they sing with a shallower jaw. This is a big generalization, but this is what I'm going with. They sing with a shallow jaw, which puts the resonance a little bit more forward. For all we know, we may never meet again. We may never meet again. That's more space, and here's less space. We may never meet again. We may never meet again. We may never meet again. I think, by and large, I think you might experiment more towards the shallower jaw thing, because I think on all three of these pieces, there's a lot of big jaw movement. Absolutely. How about we go halfway through, right after the piano solo, because this is on So Love Me Tonight. So love me instead of love me.
So love me tonight.
Beautiful. Do that once and do more of a chamber concert choir style. So love me, love me.
So love me tonight.
Good, and I even hear a little vibrato in there, which you guys had some of that going on. I like vibrato, but not a whole lot. You have to take care with that so that it doesn't make the chords wave too much. I love that you just did it right there, because it's exactly what I asked for. Now, can we start there, and then I'll do this. And we're gonna go from big jaw to shallower jaw. Here we are. Almost up? Okay, so one minute left.
So love me tonight.
Beautiful. Keep going.
Tomorrow was made for some.
Tomorrow, not tomorrow. Keep going.
Tomorrow
Yes.
may never
Come, not call. Beautiful. Yes. Yes, and furthermore, yes. That's more stylistic. Now, there's no right or wrong here. It's just whether it's more stylistically, whether it lines up with recordings, and whether or not this is typically what's done with a vocal jazz piece. Capiche? You know? So if you listen to New York Voices, you'll hear them kind of sing with less, it's not less resonance, it's just that the resonance is more forward instead of more up and down. It's just a different placement, and actually everything from the larynx down, it's the same. This is the same technique. It's just where are you placing the tone. So by and large, you on all three of these pieces, the placement tends to be a little bit wider. Easy fix, kind of. You know, it just takes you thinking about it in a rehearsal altogether. One more trick, I know I'm out of time, but one more trick is you can have one person be your guide. If one person has really great, like shallow jaw and has really great forward resonance, use that one person as your mouth model. Yes, I just said mouth model. So that you are staring at that person in a rehearsal and you're making your mouth and your jaw and your lips do everything that one model is doing. So I'd really recommend, that's a great trick. And it solves issues really quickly, because you all have eyes. You all can look at one person and make your mouth do what they're doing. So again, the sounds that you're making are gorgeous. Love it. like, I don't want to take that away. It's only a stylistic thing, and that's, you know, that's not, it's a big deal, but it's not a big deal at all, because the sounds that you're making and the notes that you're singing are so solid. That's such a nice thing to hear. So that's, I have a couple of other suggestions on here, but Dr. Van Kampen can check those out, and I'm so happy I got to hear you today. So thank you, Concordia. It's such a pleasure, and keep doing wonderful work, and keep doing everything that he says, because he's the man. Thank you, guys.